Hey guys, welcome back to Midwest Long Range. I'm Chris. Today we've got my CZ457 back on the bench. Made a few changes. We're going to talk about how we're going to progress on with this project. I know it's been a little while since we talked about it, but stay tuned. We're going to get right into this. Alright guys, I'm glad you got to take a little closer look at the rifle and maybe some of the add-ons we've changed around here a little bit. So as I got into where I was going to start messing with this rifle a little bit, I know I said I was going to start making some changes, and we are. We've had some delays with getting some items here to start the project with, some lead times. I know everybody out there is dealing with the same thing I am. You know, sometimes it's just hard to get stuff here. But while I was kind of waiting on parts to show up, for the lack of a better term, I got to shoot a couple of NRL matches. And I shot one or so last year, but really didn't get to mess with it much. And I didn't realize that there was such an appetite for the base class or production class. So I did a little research and got to looking, and I believe NRL has a MSRP cap of about $1,200. I know that supposedly there's like an inflation increase or something like that. I don't know what the percentage is, and I'm still kind of looking into all that. I don't have all the answers today. Probably should, but I don't. But just going off that $1,200 limit, I said, well, what would work inside of that? Well, it turns out a CZ457 Pro Varmint works inside of that. And just so happens I have one here. So that was the project I was going to work on. You know, we were going to kind of get into some modifications, see how much work it would take to keep this gun in the factory stock. We're still going to do that. That ties in great with a production class gun because I can do some modifications such as pillars, bedding, free floating, and I'm still gonna. I have got the loggerhead hardware in finally. It came in. We're gonna cut the cheek piece up here, do some milling, and get that installed. But we're not doing any of that today, obviously. But that's just half of that $1,200 limit. So the other half is an optic. Well, I got to look at it. That's not an easy thing to achieve. Trying to stay under $1,200 with an optic is hard. So, you know, you got a msrp on the rifle of 6 and change. I can't remember exactly what it is. But, and then I needed an optic that fit in there. I wanted front focal plane. I wanted zero stop. I wanted all the stuff checked off. And in the past, I have had a little bit of experience with Arken optics. So, what I did, and full disclosure here, I called Arken Optics. I sent them an email, got a hold of them, all that kind of stuff. And the guys over there were kind enough to send me this Arken SH4 Gen II 6-24. Got a 34 mil tube, 50 mil objective, and they also sent me the value pack with it. So I got the rings, I got the level, I got the throw lever, I got some nice scope caps for it as well. Bikini cover. Trying to think if anything else came with it. I think that's it. Oh, and I got the bag too, which I think all of that was shown a minute ago. But that scope comes in at $450 on the MSRP. So that put me in, I think the total ended up being like $1,128. I'm under $1,200. We're production class ready. So that being said, we're going to take a look at it today. We're going to zero the scope, just kind of get a feel for it. I have never shot an SH4 Gen II on one of my own rifles. I've been around a few of them, seen them. I'm anxious to kind of get behind this one and get to play with it on my own and kind of form my own opinion here. But I'm going to warn you, so far I've played with it a little bit. I have not shot it yet, but so far, thing looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. So let's get it out here on the bench. Let's get it sighted in, see how it goes. Got some Lapua Center X. We're going to shoot through it today. All right, folks, I'm back in here on the bench. I got my CZ457 Pro Varmint with my Arken SH4 Gen II. Loaded up some Lapua Center X. We're just going to try to get this thing sighted in. I've never shot the scope. I've only mounted it, got it leveled up. Some folks might be wondering why I moved. Usually I run my bubble levels out here. This one's a little low, and as big as that knob is, it actually was hiding kind of behind it. So I moved it to the other end. It doesn't seem to be impeding the way I grab the throw lever or anything. I may end up moving it up just a little bit. I'm not sure. But for now, that's where it's going to go, and that's why, in case anybody looked at it and thought it looked a little odd. But have not even taken a fowler or sighter. So we're going to kind of just get our first look at it here. The gloves are making it to where I'm not for sure myself. All right, got a parallax set up pretty good. Now, let's take a shot. Ooh, we got wind. And it's cold. We appear to be, that would be about 2.5 mils low. Put 2.5 mils in it. And hopefully I went the right way. All right, we're on our horizontal line. Now given, guys, it is, I think, like 26, 27 degrees today. It's really, really cold. Generally, these rimfire guns do not like to be this cold. I don't expect this gun to shoot phenomenally today, okay? I just want to get it sighted in and kind of get a first look at this scope. So just bear with me here. All right. So we appear to be, probably about 3/4 mil to the right. So that's a half. Let's see. We'll go 7/10. See if we can get her in there. Getting pretty close. Probably put 2/10 in it. Ooh, buddy, got something we can work with. In my hand, there's wind coming in that. I hope the wind noise ain't bad on that camera sitting right there like that. But there's wind coming through my window here, and it is cold. I mean, cold. So first thoughts. You know, we're just at 50 yards, so don't get carried away here. The scope seems really clear for what it is, right? We're talking it's $450. Let's put that in perspective. Is it as clear as a $3,000 Night Force? Probably not. It ain't supposed to be. But I tell you what, it looks pretty good. Also, I did notice while I was adjusting these turrets, something I noticed a long time ago, even when I had my EP4s, the turrets seemed like they took maybe an excess in effort to turn those turrets to the point like it was pulling me off target. And that may just be me. I thought that they should have been a little easier maybe. These are extremely tactile and far easier to work than the previous one I had. There was nothing wrong with the previous one I had. It tracked good. Everything worked good. I just moved on to some other stuff at some point. Somebody else wanted it. So with that being said, but now we've kind of messed with them a little bit. Everything feels great on this thing. Everything's silky smooth. Parallax knob ran well. My zoom knob ran well. Nothing's like super hard to turn. Same thing with the turrets. Very tactile. You are not going to do that on accident. I mean, that thing is, we're right at 2.5. So, I mean, as you can tell, I'm not exerting like a huge amount of force to do it, but they're very positive. You're not going to accidentally do something that you're not intending to. Yeah, so let's shoot a 5-round group downrange and see how it plays out. I am going to shoot with my glove on, so forgive me if it don't look quite right. I'm going to run this thing up 24 power. And I was shooting on 20 power right there, by the way. I think I got one more. We're going to go ahead and send it. Guys, that looks pretty good. For a factory CZ, I have not bedded it. I have not put pillars in it. Have not messed with the barrel channel any. This is not a match grade barrel. It is just a 22 LR. Does have a 30 MOA Area 419 rail. And I have added the Arken SH4 Gen II. And I've just got a I don't think that's actually a Harris. It doesn't even have a name on it, whatever that bipod is. Just something we had sitting around. But throwed this together. I know it looks a lot like it did last time. We have not had the chance to make all the upgrades. I got the scope in. I wanted to get it mounted up. I think a lot of people, that's going to be something they're very interested in to see, is what optic is going to keep me in base class, and how much bang can I get for the buck. And I'm not trying to give a full-blown review on this scope. There are plenty of reviews out there. I wanted to look at this for a very specific purpose. I'm not in my current use of it. I needed a price point with a certain set of features, and it checked every box I could think of. So far, pretty happy with it. Now I'm just shooting on the bench. The real tail of the tape is going to be we go out and try to run a barricade or something like that, and we may do that just yet, but I'm going to try to shoot a couple more groups. I'm going to shoot some more Center X a little bit, and I've also got some long range match and some Midas Plus sitting here. I want to do a little bit of testing and just see how this gun comes into some of these ammos. So hang on. We're going to shoot another group of Lapua Center X now that the gun's kind of warming up, or at least I hope it is. Felt a pretty good gust of wind right there. I don't know if that was me or that, or my heartbeat kind of shaking the gun around quite a bit here. Try to get it bagged and broke my cheek weld. Why'd I do that? There we go. Get them. Oh, that very well may have been me. Not 100% sure, but I think that last one was probably me. I pulled the trigger, and I don't know if it's me and the jacket not getting along here, but yeah. But the group is what it is. I'm not going to take it away. I kind of bombed that one, but usually Center X shoots pretty good. So now I'm going to load up Midas Plus, and we'll see what it does. All right, so now we've got Midas Plus loaded up. Same thing here. We'll take a 5-shot group, see what it looks like, see how the gun likes it. I am going to try to shoot a couple of base class deals in NRL, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to use based on what I got on hand. I tell you what, with the amount of wind I have out here today, I know it's 50 yards, and I'm going to get all these guys saying that, you know, they don't hold wind, or there is no wind at 50 yards. Whatever, you know, to each your own. With my experience where I live in this spot, I do get a little bit of wind, and it does affect some things at 50. That being said, my vertical dispersion is extremely low right there. And I'm cold and shivering and shaking, so I'm not blaming that on the gun. It is a little wide. We are getting some horizontal stringing. I don't know what the cause of it is. I have some thoughts, but we'll see. Could be wind, could be me. But very low vertical dispersion with the Midas Plus. So, NRL 22 base class build. This is my CZ457 22 long rifle with an Arken SH4 Gen II. That's the package deal. MSRP, based on what I read, is about $11.28. Gets us in under $1,200. Hopefully, the NRL will raise that ceiling a little bit and we can play with some other toys. But so far, I'm very happy with this. I will keep bringing you guys along for the ride as we improve our stock with adjustable cheek piece, pillars, bedding, barrel channel floating. And we're also going to do some cool thing to the fore end up here and get our new Arken rail system installed. So come back next time, see where we're at with it. I'm Midwest Long Range. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe.